Hello and happy Wednesday. It's Christina here. Thank you for tuning into this live stream. So today we're going to be pulling some oracle cards. I thought we would do a collective reading. So if you happen to be on live though, you can drop your name. I'll pull a card specifically for you. But today I'm going to pull maybe 3 cards that will apply to most of you. And as always, take what resonates and leave the rest. Before we get into that, I want to mention that last week we were on Zoom for a workshop on getting unstuck. This was to help you go from confusion to clarity so that you can take action on the things you actually want to move closer toward your goals. Oftentimes we feel stuck because we don't know what step to take. So we end up taking no steps and we stay exactly where we are, which is disappointing, frustrating, overwhelming, and just not the best. So if you are interested in this encore presentation next week, I'm going to be hosting it again. So it's a workshop. Come to the workshop. We can decide what you want to focus on, what area of your life, and we can make the most impactful plan that you can take steps that feel doable so that you can get moving on your goals. This can be in your relationships, your health, in any category of your life. So I'll send an email out for that, and I'll also put some information here in the group. So if you're interested in joining me for that, I would love to have you. Okay, so today we are going to talk about this oracle card. So I already pulled one card. I cleared my energy and got grounded. I pulled this first card, and it is Delight. I'll show it to you here. Delight. So to me, when I first saw this, like, oh, people are not having fun. Y'all are not having any fun. And I think that this is a really, really important thing that we need to remember. When things feel heavy, you've got to prioritize something that doesn't feel so heavy. This can be putting on music, dancing, going out. I'm seeing like roller skating. Like, go do things you wouldn't normally do that feel playful, things that feel joyful. Anything that is going to help like lift your spirits, because again, when things are heavy and you just feel weighed down, then it's like the energy is stagnant. So I like the idea of moving your body because that will help move that stagnant energy. And but it can be anything that feels fun to you. With the caveat, I always say this, like video games or scrolling, like it can seem fun in the moment, but honestly, it's not very fulfilling. So I would challenge you to find something that actually feels fulfilling, where you're either moving your body or connecting with other people, playing a board game, like do something else that you wouldn't normally do that feels fun. I am going to read this to you though, the actual description from this deck. By the way, this is a soul coaching oracle deck. So it's I love the illustrations, the pictures on here, and the words are pretty cool too. Oh, and I open right to the page. Okay. Card meaning: clap your hands with joy and let your inner child play. Be silly or play hooky and take a day off. This isn't the time to buckle down and get to work. This is when you should be madcap and spontaneous. Have fun. Your soul wants you to know. Your spirit guardians are delighted when you're filled with childlike wonder, joy, and exuberance. When just one person experiences true delight, this joyous energy radiates outward like ripples in a pool, reaching even the furthest shores of humanity. Your pleasure can rejuvenate you and can have a powerful healing effect on others. So what is it saying? It's saying when you have fun, you're actually uplifting the planet. Okay? A lot of people have guilty feelings around taking care of themselves or having fun or doing things you want to do when you have a whole list of things you need to do or should do. But this is your guides reminding you that like your joy is beneficial to everybody. It's not selfish. It's actually necessary. And your affirmation for this is, I delight in everything in my world and divine joy fills me. So this is me giving you permission to encourage you to give yourself permission to have some more fun. Okay? I'm going to pull another card. Also, they want me to tell you that when you are having more fun, then you allow more abundance into your life in all areas. Because feeling joyful, allowing energy to flow, will allow money to flow to you, allow like circumstances, situations, people that match that energy. They're more easily going to come into your life. So if finances are an issue or a concern for you, actually having more fun is sometimes more beneficial than just working harder. So let me know in the comments, first of all, if you're watching the replay, #replay, and let me know in the comments if you have experienced this where you work hard, nothing happens, and then you start to have a little fun, and then, you know, your luck changes. You know, you find money you didn't know you had, or there's like little synchronicities that show up. There's evidence that fun is helpful for that. Okay, the next card is Awakening. This is also very appropriate. This card is saying that you're doing the work, that you are opening up to the signs, the symbols, the messages from your guides and from the universe. That everything you've learned until now has gotten you where you are. And that those lessons and situations you've been through, especially in the context of relationships, which is what we're talking about here in this group, it's like it allowed you to get where you are, to know that you want to have something different and better. And you're ready to do the healing work. And what else? So they're showing me my crystals. I feel like that's like use the tools that you have, use your own intuition. I wonder if they're showing me a specific one. Well, I do have my rose quartz here, which is good for self-love. And when you love yourself, you're more able to extend compassion and love to other people. So I feel like that's really important. Okay, so let's read what this book says about this Awakening card. It's really about being in the receiving mode, I feel like, as I'm looking at this picture too. Okay, it's time to wake up. Step out of your routine and notice what's truly occurring around you. Don't be lulled into complacency. Awaken your potential and power. Move, shake, and take action. You're opening to your true spiritual path. The forces of the universe are propelling you in the direction of your destiny. You're awakening to your higher self and spiritual vibrations. This card appears when you're ready to be aware and notice things as they really are. Take off your blinders. See what is important in your life. Search for the essence of what's true, authentic, and real. The affirmation is, I am joyously awake and aware and ready for anything. So this description also reminds me of this workshop that we were talking about. How can you take action that's aligned? And just like look at the truth and like be, you know, I hate to be saying realistic because there's lots of different versions of reality. But what feels true for you? What do you desire? And then like being able to take action. And you have to be able to recognize that there's a problem. Recognize that things aren't the way you want them to be. I think that's what it's talking about, saying like be aware and notice things as they really are. Sometimes we just, like they said, put blinders on because you don't want to see the truth of what's happening. But if you're not willing to acknowledge, again, what is happening and acknowledge that you want things to be different, then you're not likely going to have that inspiration to take the steps to do something different. So while it is sometimes overwhelming to acknowledge that you're not in a situation that you want to be in, that's the first step to being like, okay, now what can I do, right? The longer you ignore it, the harder it is, like the longer it will just keep continuing on that way and not doing anything different. If you want things to change, you've got to do something different. So again, come to the workshop next week and we can figure out what you can do differently. And of course, this is something very small and doable that gets you moving. That's all you need, is a little spark to get you moving. Okay, let's pull one more. So they want you to have fun. They want you to see what's really going on. opening up to your own intuition, listening to your own inner voice, your inner guidance. Only you know what feels aligned to you. So the more often you can tune into what feels aligned to you and pay attention to your own signals, your own body signals, your own intuition is telling you kind of what direction to go. And so often we're kind of trained out of that because we want to please other people. But you are moving in a direction that's more aligned with who you really are, and therefore you're gonna feel more excited about your life. Let's see. Okay, radiance. Ooh, I like this card. Show me radiance. Oh, wait, let me see. So, kind of along the same lines, this is like showing who you really are, allowing your own inner light to shine, and your own gifts and talents, owning that, not being afraid to show up as your authentic self. I feel like there's a lot of fear, so especially when you've been in toxic relationships, there's a lot of fear around being yourself because there's a lot of pressure to behave in ways that would please the other person. And even in family units, I feel like this is important here too. But this card is calling you to find your own inner light and allow that to shine. Okay, so it says your radiance acts as a beacon, pulling the bounty of the universe to you. Your heart is open, your spirit glows, and your connection to the source is strong. When you live in a state of radiance, you don't need to struggle for things to happen. You shine so brightly that opportunities are drawn to you. Even if you're feeling dull and lethargic, you can transform your state by acting as if you feel expansive, content, and luminous. This might sound like you're pretending, but in fact, when you act as if, this sends a powerful signal to your subconscious mind to uplift your emotional state. Additionally, doing things such as taking a refreshing shower, putting on clean clothes, going for a walk in nature, or listening to soothing music while acting as if you're a radiant reflection of the Creator's light can actually catapult you into a joyous state of radiance. Affirmation: I am radiant. I am a radiant reflection of the Creator's light. So this card also goes with what we were just talking about. Feeling abundant, feeling playful, feeling that light, tuning into that attracts situations and people and money and all the good things to you. It's all about your energy. So if you feel down, low vibe, your job is to get a little bit happier, a little bit brighter, a little bit more playful. And it's basically like however you need to do that, then commit to doing that. Every day, a little bit more, even 1%. 1% happier, 1% higher vibe, and focusing on those things. That shifts your energy and changes your experience in this world. Something's coming to me about work. So I feel like there's some transition in jobs. Either you're in a job you don't like and want a different one, or you're not in a job and you're trying to find one. This is going to be really important for you. That's like the general advice. I do feel like more opportunities are coming in for you to have more money, more of what you want. There's also something about, scheduling. So let me know if you feel like this is for you. This message could be for many of you, but it might be just for like a couple of you. But anyway, what I'm seeing is a desire for a more flexible schedule, but also more money. So I'm feeling like that's coming in, like there's an opening for that. So again, let me know if that resonates for you. Let's see. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them below. If anything I've said resonated, please share your ahas, your takeaways. If you haven't gotten your hands on my training, Breaking Free from Toxic Relationships, DM me the word relationships. I can make sure that you get that. There's other resources in this group. Please use them. I think it's really important, again, to not hide here. Use the resources, ask questions, participate. I'm here, and you also have to meet me part way, right? To raise your hand and say, like, what else can I do? If you say you want help and you don't take it, then you have to figure out why. Why are you not taking advantage of the help that's being offered? Let's see. Yeah, anything else, let me know. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Look out for that email and other posts about our workshop for next week on getting unstuck. So I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.